In the heart of a drought-stricken land, the sun rises over a dry riverbed. The once lush banks are now barren, and the cracked earth stretches endlessly. A single figure stands against the vast emptiness, resolute and unwavering. His name is Elijah, a prophet of God, called to deliver a message of both warning and hope. Israel suffers under the weight of the relentless drought. The fields, once abundant with crops, are now dry and lifeless. Farmers labor tirelessly, their faces etched with worry, yet their efforts yield no fruit. The sun beats down mercilessly, and water jars lie empty, their contents long consumed. The people's spirits falter. Their king, Ahab, has led them astray, turning them to worship a false god, Baal. Hope seems a distant memory, but Elijah steps forward with a bold declaration. Standing before the court of King Ahab, his voice rings with authority. As the Lord God of Israel lives, there will be neither dew nor rain in the next few years, except at my word. As the drought begins, the land becomes unrecognizable. Streams that once flowed with life now lay dry and cracked. The ground, parched and unforgiving, mirrors the spiritual state of the nation. Yet, amidst the despair, God reveals a plan that underscores his faithfulness, even in judgment. Elijah heeds God's command and flees to the Kerith Ravine, a remote and desolate place east of the Jordan River. There he finds a small brook, its trickling waters offering a brief respite from the oppressive heat. But how will he survive in such isolation, with no food in sight? From the heavens, God provides in a way that defies all expectations. Ravens, creatures often regarded as unclean, bring bread and meat to Elijah morning and evening. Imagine the wonder of such a sight. Birds descending with sustenance in their beaks, a tangible reminder of God's care. Elijah, humbled and awestruck, lifts his hands in gratitude. He trusts fully in the one who sustains him. Day after day, Elijah drinks from the brook and eats the food brought by the ravens. His faith grows as he witnesses God's provision, even in the wilderness. Each moment serves as a testament to this truth. God is both aware of, and actively involved in, the lives of his people. But the drought persists, and eventually the brook dries up. Elijah kneels by the dry riverbed, his expression a mix of concern and quiet resolve. Once again he's faced with a choice, to despair over his circumstances, or to trust in the God who has never failed him. Once again, God speaks. Elijah is to journey to Zarephath, a distant village where a widow will provide for him. The journey is long. The dry, barren land stretches endlessly before him. Each step requires faith, for the destination holds uncertainty. Yet Elijah walks with confidence, knowing the one who called him will not abandon him. This story of Elijah and the ravens is more than a tale of survival. It's a profound lesson in faith and divine provision. It reminds us that even in the most desolate circumstances, God can use the most unexpected means to care for us. Who would have thought? Ravens, scavengers by nature, becoming instruments of God's grace. Elijah's journey speaks to the heart of every believer. It challenges us to trust in God's plans, even when the path is unclear. It encourages us to see his hand at work in ways we might not initially recognize, and it assures us that he is faithful, providing exactly what we need at the right moment. Faith isn't about understanding every step. It's about trusting the one who leads us. Elijah's story teaches us that God's provision is never bound by human limitations. Whether through a brook, a raven, or a widow, God will sustain his people. And as the drought eventually comes to an end, and rain returns to the land, the message is clear. God is sovereign. His promises are true. For those who place their trust in him, there is hope, even in the midst of the driest seasons. So stay faithful, trust always. For the God who provided for Elijah is the same God who watches over you.